Hey everybody, what's up? This is Nerf16, Retro Kid on all the major live streams. I just came back from Robocop, and at the same time with me trying to go to the bathroom, I got a lot of mixed emotions, so more on that in a minute. Alright, take care.
For Detective Alex Murphy,
Hi, baby.
Too slow, boy.
the life he knows is about to change.
This program give men like you a second chance.
Robocop is here.
He's stronger, faster. He's a machine.
Wow.
How long till it realizes you haven't been on the level with it?
He's undoing what we did.
Let's do this. 10 minutes.
You wanted a man inside a machine, and that's what you got.
Robocop.
And hey, I'm back, and I'm very much calm now. It's been 2 hours since I saw the movie, and yeah, let me get my thoughts out of the way. Let me get the movie's poster. I'm not gonna do any comparisons to the '87 movie because it's definitely its own thing. For starters, hang on a sec. While I'm typing away, I might as well just go ahead and say after this video, I'm gonna hopefully do an entire week or just one big video, like I said earlier, with nothing but talks about every 90s writer ever. Basically what I meant was Kamen Riders Shin, Zeto, and Jay are gonna hopefully be done all in the same movie, because if not, I'll just recommend you to the what's his name? Mappercat, aka Monstrosities channel, and his former name, Palsy Hag, when he went by when he did those reviews. So, with all that said, let's get to my final thoughts, my full thoughts on the remake and how it is compared to Robocop. I know a lot of photos and spy shots when they filmed back last year didn't really make the suit look that cool looking or like intimidating, but just by the visor I thought he looked a little intimidating. But when I saw the final movie, the final product of the movie, yeah, it's definitely intimidating. John Kinnaman, otherwise known as that guy from The Killing, in case I got it wrong, definitely nailed the look of being Robocop in like almost every way. And like in Brad's review, when thecinemasnob.com, by the way, he also mentioned that they flip-flopped a lot of things from the original, like the hand instead of the arm being just taken all together, which was the obvious thing that me and Austin bitched about, but turns out it worked out pretty well. However, I do agree with Brad on how the hell are they keeping the hand alive. I get the face, I get the body, hell, I get his organs at least, but I don't get the hand still. What else? I did like the physical therapy that they were doing for Murphy, part of his training getting back into the street in the movie. It was actually not bad, surprisingly. And as a guy who personally went through that kind of physical therapy, well, not as extreme as getting blown up, but something like it, they are pretty much 24/7. They do help you out. They answer a lot of your questions if you have any. Totally worth it. Also, at this point in time, I'm just going to let you guys know I'm going into spoilers. Normally I'd be face-to-face on the camera, but given that it's pretty much cold as hell and I'm still pretty shaken up from the movie, the fact that here's the reason why. I was coming in begging to hate it. Turns out I got it completely wrong, almost. I'll get to that too. Samuel L. Jackson pretty much plays a guy named Novak. He's pretty much the movie's allegory against Fox News and those kinds of right-wing not websites, TV networks, all that stuff. And he did a pretty good job. It's just the one thing I didn't like about it, again, spoilers, at the end he pretty much flips off everybody who won in the movie and thinks it's a big old conspiracy theory or some stuff like pretty much Glenn Beck techniques. Except he does it better by straight up swearing at their pictures. And they blur it, they bleep it because, well, one is PG-13, and two, they worked out well for, I guess, going against normal ratings and I guess swearing on FCC channel televisions. But I honestly believe, and it's just me, that Sam Jackson came in thinking it was going to be a hard R. I really think that. I don't know if it's you or me. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. Alright, so with that said, let's get on to the story. If you don't know by now, back in 1987, Robocop was a detective by the name of Alex Murphy who got killed in the line of duty. He came back as the guy you see here before, and I'm off character, that's why he's not shooting me. Oh, really? Okay, dude, just chill. You stay calm. Okay, I'm calm, dude, just chill. Get your thoughts. Hurry it. Alright. Whatever. So, oh, also, in case my bathroom yeah, I seriously had to go to the bathroom the minute I got in. Sorry about that embarrassment. I'll probably cut it. Yeah, here's the ticket just in case I couldn't show it because of the bad lighting, so, hey, I get to correct it. Nice. Continuity. Great continuity. Hi, Phyllis. Have you ever watched me? Which he probably doesn't. Anyway, back to my thoughts. In the updated version, instead of getting horrendously shot by Clarence Boddicker in the original movie, he gets car bombed like you saw in the trailers. And despite it being PG-13 blood and basic injuries, it still felt pretty graphic. I don't know. I was watching it with a bunch of family members and friends, and they said even for a PG-13 movie, they were getting away with some crazy stuff. I don't know, that's just me. Mostly, Murphy's arm later in the movie, like, during the third act, gets straight up destroyed. Luckily, it was the robot arm, but it was still pretty awesome to just see him shoot it off going, okay, yeah, I got this giant Ed 209 on me, and he's kind of dead. And there's a bunch of guys coming at me. Screw it. I'm just gonna wreck the arm. Screw it. For anyone who's complaining, yeah, that is pretty much your standard classic today-ish kind of action. But I don't really see your standard action movie now, like say Jason Statham straight up take his arm off to get to the next room. Again, wow, PG-13, really? Why wasn't this an R? God, sorry. I know I'm ranting a little just on the rating. I could go a little more on the source material, but I don't really want to, because turns out they made it a lot more personal on Murphy's end of the movie, because his wife was very much more involved than in the original. Because in the original, she straight up thought he was dead. And in the sequel, she straight up divorced him. No idea, because she wasn't in the third movie or anything after that. Here she was more thoughtful, thinking he's still alive, and they showed exactly play by play what they're gonna do to him, how they're gonna fix him, how they're gonna turn him into this basically robotic cop, hence obviously the term Robocop. But they all just kept calling him Murphy, like, you know, for public appeal, and basically telling people this guy is still a human being, he is not a robot, and he will not kill you all. And the real reason why this was such a big hoopla, and even Sam Jackson saying robophobic in the trailers, is because there's a law, I don't know the exact guy's name, made in place in this universe of Detroit, and in America in general, to pretty much not have a single robot in America due to fear of breaching security, hacking, corporate meddling, things like that. And it's available everywhere else in the world for military and combat applications, which companies would kill to do, and they're still flowing their money, but they're still killing. I guess I don't know how much exactly they try to bullshit in the story. So and that's the thing. Like, we lead back into Omnicorp, pretty much with Michael Keane being butthurt about this whole thing. Like, oh, why can't I make it here? Well, it's illegal. Alright, fine, let's put a guy in it then. And I love it. I love that scene. He was just thinking as well, all of his corporate execs are just bickering how to handle it, how to get over the law, or work around it, or even pay over to, like, appeal it. And he's like, you know what, guys, screw it. Let's just put a guy in it and just see what happens. I honestly thought he was phoning it in on some occasions when he was having a serious talk with Gary Oldman, who's the scientist in the movie, who was part of the team that like brings Murphy back from the dead, essentially. There's no Dick Jones, there's no Clarence Boddicker, none of those kinds of guys from the original, so it's definitely its own thing. I could definitely see it just in the look, the style, the storytelling, and Omnicorp just being more executive meddling than usual. The rest of the second act is just basically Murphy building himself back up, doing combat training with Jackie Earle Haley, who regularly just keeps calling him Tin Man a lot. And I guess it's supposed to be like a obligatory, I guess, racism kind of thing joke. I don't know. For robots. Okay, I guess. The weapon itself, the Auto 9, was not called the Auto 9. Like, it was like a something 2000, and it's straight up a taser. So, yeah, I don't care that it's not lethal. It'll still knock you out. I'm just saying. And if you watch Brad's review, he also spoiled that during his first appearance, which you also see in the trailers, he has a straight up seizure before heading into the public just to take down that murderer and arrest him on sight. The reason why was because they were trying to, when they were like starting to release him to the public, they were going to give all of Detroit's records so that he could, track every single criminal known to the state of Detroit. And within that, with all the CCTV cameras and all that stuff, which do exist, I'm not kidding, he's straight up having a seizure because he was trying to play back his murder, and he was still trying to upload every other cam in the city and every other record and everything. And they had to freaking drug him with more dopamine than ever just to keep him going, which for the entire half of the movie, he was just like a straight up robot. He wasn't a guy anymore inside it. He felt more robotic. So basically, if you're following along, they flipped him being a machine first to man to being more of a man turning into a machine, which does flip the story and actually works to its favor. And then we get to the last 20 minutes of the movie. He already avenged his murder. He already did a lot of the story notes from the original. And then Omnicorp, instead of saying, "Hey, how you doing? Thanks for saving our asses," no, we're gonna straight up bury you and make everyone think you're dead. Because Michael Keaton said so in the movies. Like, what's better than a hero? A dead one. Let's make a legacy out of him. Like, no, you make him a champion, dude. Whatever, it's in the writing. It wasn't really his fault. Whatever. Overall conclusion, if I had to rate it, I will give it a pass. At the very least, like Brad said in his vlog, definitely a rental. Like, if you want to see it in the theaters and you want to put yourself through this, do it for the curiosity. I didn't want it at first, but it was kind of worth it in the end. And I think he's about to arrest me. So with that said, this was Retro Kid on RVT, Radio Dare, all those live stream chat rooms, and this was Nerfan16 on YouTube saying, "Yeah, I'm about to be dead or alive here. Take care, guys, and I'll see you with next week with the Kamara reviews, and hopefully some news. Laters."